Nostic,
What's up?
welcome to the show, bro.
What's up? Thank you
What's
for
up?
having me on here.
Yeah, it's my pleasure, and thank you. I wanted to have you on because you're a person that, so what I like to do is have people on who are interested in doing things that they're interested in, that are
Yeah,
taking a chance or yeah, taking a chance in pursuing their
yeah,
interest. And one of your interests is music.
yeah,
And that's
yep,
something that you pursue and that's something that you do. I've seen a music video.
yeah.
I've heard some music from you. So that's really cool. How old are you?
22?
22.
Yeah,
Okay. So that's a young start from where I'm standing because I'm
yeah.
30.
Nah, it
Uh,
is young for sure.
yeah. So I mean, let's get into it, man. Like, how did you get into writing music?
Um, Honestly, like since a little kid, I always messed with like the piano, always messed with the guitar. Um, messed with any instruments I seen, just like
Yeah.
messing with them. And then my uncle used to make beats when I was like in fourth grade,
Okay.
like in like Boyle Heights or something like that. Yeah, so like I would always want to mess with his garage band, but I was too little. They wouldn't let me because I was little.
Yeah.
And then yeah, and I got a guitar like in fifth or sixth grade or something like that. Started playing the guitar.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I
Cool.
wasn't that serious about it until high school. Got in high school around junior year. Got a guitar class. Started playing guitar, and then I had a friend there in that guitar class. Like he was into rapping, and he would always freestyle and all that. And he'd be like, "Oh yeah, freestyle me." I'm like, "I don't rap, dude. Like I don't do that. I just play the guitar." And then, but then I started messing around freestyling with him. And then yeah, I was supposed to start a band or something way back in high school,
Yeah.
but my friends weren't that serious. They're too much stuck in the high school scene. So
Got you.
I was like, well, there goes a band idea. I'm just here playing guitar, and then I just started getting more into hip hop more, because mainly before that I was listening to a lot of rock, but also like hip hop, but mainly rock. And
Okay. What are some of the bands you like
I
for
listened to
rock?
like Korn, System of a Down,
Hell yeah.
Slipknot, Nirvana, like a whole bunch of bands, like even classic bands and
Yeah,
all that.
man.
And so yeah, so yeah, I started getting more into hip hop. Mainly all I would listen to was Eminem, because I didn't really know that many artists until like the end of my high school year. I started like learning like all the history of hip hop. And then my older brother, he showed me Hobson. And then I started checking out Hobson's music, and then I was like, oh, this guy's making music on a computer, like making beats on a computer. Like that's pretty cool. Like I wonder how he does that. Like how is he making beats on a computer? And then FL Studio, found out
Yeah.
about FL. My friend gave me it, like a pirated version. Started using that, messing around. Didn't know what I was doing. I was making beats like on like $100 computer or something like that from Walmart or
Wow.
something. So I was making beats on that, but they're like shitty. Like I didn't know what I was doing. And
Sure.
then
Just like anything when you first
yeah,
start off.
and then my senior year, I got through like a lot of like, I was pretty like depressed and stuff. So I started getting into writing. So I started writing, like just writing just to like vent. Like I would write like random stuff, like kind of like battle rap stuff, like
Yeah.
and all that. Yeah, and then that kind of led on to like starting to rap and all that stuff. So then started rapping.
Gotcha.
Yes, yeah, pretty crazy. Started doing that. Then
Yeah.
towards like the end of high school.
And did you go to San Gabriel High School?
Now I went to Alhambra High School.
Alhambra. Okay.
Yeah.
And your brother too?
Now he went to San Gabriel.
He went to San Gabriel. Okay.
Yeah.
All
And
right.
then I was hanging out with my friends after high school. There wasn't really doing much, just hanging out, going out every day. It was kind of wasting time. And then I was thinking in my head like, dang, I need to figure out what I want to do in my life. Like I
Yeah.
like doing music, and I make these beats, but it's not that serious. And then my brother introduced me to Mike, and then started working for Mike, and then started doing fire stuff, writing and all that. So like I'd say, because you were gonna ask me about writing earlier, so like I built my writing process by writing every day in the studio over there, like writing all those songs for all those clients.
Yeah.
So like writing those 12 bars or 16 bars or like 32, whatever. Like that built up my writing. Like I could write a lot if I wanted to. Like if I forced myself, I could write a whole bunch of songs in one day. But obviously they wouldn't be quality, they'll just be quantity. And then so I kind of took that with me and turned it into quality. Instead of just writing a whole bunch every day, just write like specifically on certain things and build upon concepts and all that. And then yeah, I just kind of got a vibe of the whole studio life and knowing people and all that, and realized like
Yeah.
it's cool and like you could really just do it in your bedroom too. Like,
Yep.
also I'm just a very introverted person, so like I like to have my space with my creative process and all
Yeah.
that. Yeah, so
Yeah, and there's a interesting thing about music, because I'm an extroverted person, but
yeah,
I feel like no matter what type of person that you are, either introverted or
yeah, yeah,
extroverted, music is like an
yeah,
outlet.
yeah,
Either listening to it or making it. It's a creative outlet,
yeah,
and it's a good way to, some people write in journals,
yeah,
to express the way that they're feeling. And I find that music is just a brilliant way to express yourself, whether you're an
yeah, most
introverted
definitely.
person
Yeah,
or an extroverted
yeah,
person.
exactly.
Like you said, you can do it in your room.
Yeah,
And even this, like we're doing this in my room,
yeah, yeah. It's
essentially,
cool.
you know what I
And
mean?
you're gonna build upon it.
And
You're
build
gonna build
upon
a
it.
bigger empire.
Yeah. So it's just, I mean, it's us two
Yeah.
people, so it is like a interaction.
Yeah.
But I do these by myself as well, too.
Yeah,
So,
exactly, yeah.
I could just like post up with just one of these microphones
Yeah.
and then, say whatever I feel like saying. And that's a beautiful thing, too. That's a beautiful thing about the internet, because like you can get your message out to so many different people.
Yeah, for reals. Yeah, I wouldn't have never thought that. Like in high school, I was always introverted. Then I had friends, but I didn't really hang out with everybody. Like, I had trust issues and all that. So yeah, like you say, connect with so many people. Like the person that made my music video, like he was from Ohio. Like he came all the way from Ohio to work with me.
Oh, wow. That's
Yeah,
cool.
it
How'd
was
you link up with
crazy.
him?
He met me on Instagram. Like he just started messaging me, and I was like, "Oh,
Slid
what's
into
up?"
them DMs?
And we just started building a relationship. Yeah, and it
Yeah.
was crazy. And then
All right.
even the girl that does like my graphic designs and that, she's from like Washington. I met her. She came to LA too. Like it's crazy. Like these people you meet.
Yeah.
And
Through the
they-
internet.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Like even like the artists I work with, some of them are like from different parts. Like I have a song that's coming out with another artist that's from Canada. Like
Mhm.
you could work with anybody now, anywhere in the world.
Yeah.
Nigeria, wherever. Like
Yeah.
it's crazy.
Yeah. And you just don't know how far your reach goes.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like your music could be listened to by people in
yeah,
Russia,
yeah, exactly.
or
Brazil, whatever.
Brazil,
Like,
or just like all around the world.
yeah, I've talked to people in Brazil, Canada, like everywhere in the United States, Australia, everywhere.
Yeah, that's crazy. Like what do you think about that? Isn't that a trip?
Yeah, it is a trip. I think with me and my generation, we take it for granted because back then,
Yeah.
that was impossible. So like, it is a trip at the same time. I
But,
do in a sense
yeah,
take it for
'cause-
granted. It's like
yeah.
instant gratification. So like, like say with my generation, instant gratification. So everything comes quickly. So you take
Yeah.
it for granted. As to back then, you had to hustle harder.
When were you born?
96.
96.
Yeah.
So you were like, you've never known a day without internet.
Yeah. Well, like my life growing up, we didn't have internet until like say my high school years. That's when I started getting more into the internet. Like I didn't even have social media or anything. Like I had a MySpace like way back, but like I didn't have internet, so I couldn't even get on my MySpace or anything.
Yeah. It's
And
crazy.
yeah, I got like internet around like early high school, freshman, 8th grade.
Yeah.
And that's when I started learning more about the internet and all that.
Yeah. I was born in 88, and so I was like maybe, because the internet came around like 95, 96.
Yeah.
So I was like maybe like 8 years old when the
Mhm.
internet first came out. And then it was such a trip, dude. It was like,
Yeah.
like what the fuck is this, dude? Like chat rooms and all this
Yeah.
different types of new ways to communicate with
the
people.
beginning
Oh
of
my
it, yeah.
God, it was weird. So yeah, I can see that you since you're a bit younger, because are you considered a millennial? Because
Yeah.
yeah, me too. I'm just like on the older spectrum
Yeah.
of that. But I mean, growing up, pretty much like we had the internet, but it was
Mhm.
funny because before the internet existed, I was still like conscious. I was like 5 years old, still kind of like understanding my place in the world.
Yeah.
But without internet, it's so to see internet actually come to fruition
Yeah.
is kind of crazy. So the fact that we're doing this right now, People are watching live right now. What's cracking right now?
HD.
Gonna put this on.
HD's watching.
HD's watching? I
Yeah.
can't see that, dude. I have bad eyes.
I have
Yo.
pretty good eyes.
And
Yeah.
I'll post this up later so people will be able to hear more quality production with the 2 different types of camera views. You know, the Shure SM7Bs compared to just what they're watching right now on Facebook.
Yeah.
So, man, it's a trip. It's definitely a trip, but
yeah, it is a trip because I wouldn't have thought, like, I'll be meeting people outside of California from different parts of the United States already. Like,
yeah,
it's crazy. Like, just for me making music, I just did it. Like, I don't know how far I don't know how far I was gonna go or anything. Like, I'm still building upon it, but it's like just to start and to see all these like little small milestones within it. That's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Like this year compared to last year, like, is better even too. Like, my production, everything too. Like, oh shoot, like last year, my beats weren't as ready yet, and then this year I just kind of like boosted somehow. Like, they became better and all that, and all my songs I like released this year, like I was able to do it, learn more. That's what I'm constantly doing, is constantly trying to learn more and never stopping.
That's great, man. Yeah, there's a book called The Slight Edge Theory that I really, really enjoy.
Slight Edge Theory.
Yeah.
I like reading books, by the way.
Yeah, so I think it's by Jeff Olson. If you want to take a look, man, I'll probably like, if you want to borrow it or something,
I'm down. Books are expensive.
Yeah, I can let you borrow it. It's a really good book, but the one main message that I took from it is the Slight Edge Theory is essentially that success nor failure is an immediate event. So you don't become successful just like that, and you don't become a failure just like that. Those are 2 paths that take a good long while. But like you said, with these small decisions that you decide to make every day, whether it's hanging out with your friends and going out every day, you may not be a fuck up right then and there, but you continue to do that time and time again for 10 years, and like you said, you waste your time, and then all of a sudden, my bad, 10 years, you're like, boom, oh, I fucked up.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean?
Like, the first, 2014, I was just out every day, the whole day, and then after that, just started doing upon, started working more and still trying to find what I wanted to do, basically. And I still go out every day. It's just that it's more like I'll go out maybe 3-6 hours a day, like, so spend the first 6 working on stuff or studying stuff, and then spend the other 6
gotcha
like chilling, or not even 6, like maybe like 3-4 hours, and then the rest of the night sometimes I'll stay up till like 3 in the morning or whatever, 5 in the morning, just like either watching stuff, working on stuff, or trying to come up with ideas, or listening to podcasts, or and all that. What's
cool about it, I feel, is that like if you're you need to use the Slight Edge Theory in your favor, inching every single day towards success. Like the failure, like it's so easy to do things that are in the failure direction, whether it's smoking or drinking or eating the wrong food or doing this. So it's like
spending so much money.
So working on your craft every single day, little bit by little bit, is almost like a accumulation of all the work that you put in, and you just continue to get better and better and better. And that's why I like doing these, try to put them out once a week, because again, it's like it's like a muscle. I'm practicing, I'm getting better at editing, I'm getting better at podcasting and talking with people, bringing on different guests, providing content. So it's like, it's momentum.
And you have the main people you study to learn from.
Exactly. Joe Rogan, Gary V. How did you start getting into Gary V?
I watched the Breakfast Club with Charlamagne and them, and they had Gary V on there. I didn't know who Gary V was. I was just watching it because I just like watching interviews and stuff like that to figure out who people are. And he was talking about the whole hustling thing, the whole eBay thing, and getting stuff from like
picking up stuff for free
and selling it. Yeah, and then I was like, oh, this guy seems pretty interesting. I'm gonna go check him out. Like, follow his YouTube and his Instagram and all that. Like, this is really before he started getting more bigger. Before that, like, honestly. So and I started checking out more. I was like, oh, this guy's cool. And then I brought one of his books, Ask Gary V book or something like that.
Okay.
Bought that one, read that, learned from that. Then I got the newest one. I forgot the name of it. Crushing It or something.
I think so. With
Yeah,
the
I
yellow
read that
cover.
too. And then after from that, just started getting more into reading too. Started getting more into reading, like read The Alchemist, was this a subtle art of not giving a fuck?
That's a good one. I like that one.
The Four Agreements. Like reading all these books, I'm like, oh wow, this is so cool. Like you can actually learn from books. Like it's crazy. Like
Yeah.
I feel like it unlocks certain parts within your mind. It's like a key, and you unlock a certain door within your mind, and then you learn more about yourself, or you just learn more about the world and everything. Like oh, that's crazy, and it just makes you understand things more differently from other people.
Yeah.
Like, cause like, I'll talk to certain friends, and like they don't really understand me or whatever. Like they're just not up to that par. Like they're not
Yeah.
like they don't want to educate themselves in a certain way where they don't want to grow mentally or
Mhm.
whatever. They're just stuck in the whole system way or whatever. They don't
Yeah.
see the outside of it.
A very status quo mindset.
Mindset, yeah.
Yeah.
They're like on lower frequency where they just don't get
Yeah.
the possibilities of life or
Like a lower vibration energy.
Yeah,
if you wanna
exactly.
Get like
So,
woo
like,
woo about it.
it's like how they say like you guys surround yourself around people that will like that are smarter than you in a sense.
Yeah.
Like, and sometimes I feel like some people are just they're not. I need to surround myself with different people now because like they're
Yeah.
not up to my level or whatever. Or just like
Yeah. People
like,
change.
yeah, because like I'll be watching interviews with certain artists and be like, oh yeah, I read this book or that book. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna write it down. Like they read this book, like The Alchemist, like Rusted. Oh, I read The Alchemist. Oh, I'm gonna write that down. I'm gonna go read it and see what that's about. And then you learn about that. Oh, personal legend, omens and stuff like that. Oh shit, like I didn't
Yeah.
really think of it that way. Like oh, that's crazy.
Yeah.
And then like say Four Agreements, Dizzy Wright, like he's another artist I study. He's like, oh, I read the Four Agreements. He even made like albums on it and all that. It's like, and then he talks about the Four Agreements, like assumptions and like all these things. It's crazy. You learn from that too.
Yeah.
It's wild. Like
What's really cool too is that because I know exactly what you're talking about. I
Yeah.
listen to artists who recommend books, and then I'm like, oh, I gotta get
yeah,
read that book.
exactly.
And it also makes me feel like now that I read that book, that I have something in common with the person that
Yeah,
recommended
that
it to me.
too. Yeah.
You could actually get on their level of vibration, so to speak,
Yeah,
or at least
exactly.
relate a little bit more.
Because what's the point of having some skill set or talent if your mindset's not there? There's so many people that have talent or some type of skill, but their mind is weak. They're not gonna get so far. Like
Right.
they're too caught up in a certain way and they're stuck in their depression or whatever it is, and they blame others or they don't learn to build upon their character. Like they don't even try. They don't try to do their own research. Like we all want to be a victim instead of learning to
Sure.
build upon that and create confidence and get better and become more mentally stable, more balanced. Because obviously people don't realize like depression is a part of life. You're supposed to keep a balance. You're supposed to maintain a balance. You're not going to always be happy. You just have to maintain a part of your life where you're in the moment. You're not stuck thinking in your head or you're not dwelling on anything negative. You just got to be in the certain moment, and that's where you're living.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Life is not always, kumbaya, sing kumbaya.
Yeah.
It's the majority of it is very tough.
Yeah.
You have to work to make ends meet. You have
Yeah.
to have good relationships with your family, which is not always the easiest thing
Yeah,
to
exactly. That's another thing too. Is like sometimes we spend our energy on the wrong relationships. Like say a lot of people want to have a bunch of friends, but it's like there's no point in that. You should just build upon the friends you already have and keep building that quality up with them. Start your best friends in your life. Just keep learning more and more about them as time goes on. Like say you and Mike, for instance, you guys build upon as time goes on more and more. You guys get older together, and you guys wise up more together and learn more about each
Right.
other and stuff. And you guys give each other tips on certain things a part of your lives and all that. As
Yeah.
other people are like, no, I need to go meet some new people or blah blah, or whatever. Or it's like people wasting your time chasing girls all the time. It's like, why are you gonna do that? You're wasting your time. Like, I already got strong females in my life. I got my mother. I got say my grandma or whoever, cousins, sisters. Like I should be feeding my energy towards them more instead of wasting my time on some random females that at the end of the day
Gotcha.
they're just strangers. We already got important people in our life, and with that, in a sense, it's like that stuff just comes later on in life. Like everything else comes later. You just focus on what's important. Everything else is gonna come later.
Yeah, that's a very bright insight.
Yeah.
That's a very bright insight. Yeah. As you continue to build yourself up, you notice that the people who are not on the same path as you start to fall away.
Deteriorate, yeah.
And then the people who are kind of going on that same path, the relationships become stronger. And then also, too, you just start to attract like the people from Ohio and the people from Canada.
Exactly. That's crazy. Like social media, you meet people that have the same interest as you in life, like are as passionate about something like you in life. Like you're passionate about the podcast and like the words of wisdom you give within the books you read and all that. Like I'm passionate within the music, and I'll find someone that's passionate about doing videos or passionate about creating art, like graphic designs, or another person that's passionate about writing or rapping, producing, whatever. And you kind of put that all together in one, and you create like a cool little team or whatever.
Yeah, it's a collaboration.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a connecting of minds, and it's so cool because once you start doing and continue doing the things that you enjoy in life, and you just get better and better at it, because I feel like each of us has something very specific and unique to our lives. It's almost like you could call it like God's calling,
not for reals.
Or something of the sort.
Not for reals, because like life without a purpose is suicide. Like you gotta have some type of purpose in life. If you don't live life with a purpose, you're already dead. That's how I see it. You're already dead. If you don't have a purpose and you're 27, you're already dead. Like you could be alive, but you're still dead. You're not doing nothing. You're just going and making money and getting your 9 to 5, whatever. And that's it. That's your life. That doesn't give you no gratification. And in a sense with life too, you gotta provide value to others in the world too. So when you find a purpose, like without knowing, you're already providing value to others in some sense. Like without just even sharing your knowledge in a sense. Like say Gary Vee, like sharing his information, like he said he doesn't give a fuck about nobody else. Like it's just natural for him to share what he knows. And he's, without him knowing, well, he does know, but he's providing value, and he has a bigger purpose, and and
I think about like living your purpose, living on purpose, being intentional. You just never know who you're affecting, which is a brilliant thing.
Very
it's a brilliant
true.
thing.
Very true. Yeah, that's very true. I'll get messages from people I don't even know that'll be like, oh, this song was cool or deep or whatever. Like I was like, and I'll be like, oh, that's crazy. Like to me, it's like, why do they care or whatever? Like about, it's like me trying to understand that more. Like I like say like an artist be like, hey, can you check out this song? So, like sometimes I don't like listening to other people's music when they send it to me, but sometimes I'll do it. And then like I'll give them some advice and they'll like appreciate it. I'm like, okay, that's pretty interesting. Like they appreciate it. That's cool.
Yeah.
Or whatever. Or, even like shoot, like people be coming with me. I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes I'll be helping people with their problems too. Like some people come to me with their issues, or it's depression or whatever, and like I'll hear some like dark stuff and I'll be like, damn, that's like pretty intense. But somehow like I help these certain individuals in some type of way. But then when I look at myself, it's like I'm still growing myself. Like I'm still building upon myself. Like the reason why I know about these books and all that is because I was like, look, I need to learn how to build my mindset. I'm not gonna be like everybody else. I'm not gonna be like a little bitch or whatever, like I'm not gonna dwell or anything. I'm gonna find my way. Like even when I started doing music, I was like, okay, I need beats and all that. Well, there's FL Studio. I'll learn how to make them and all that. Oh, I need to learn how to record and all that. Like you find your way. You keep pushing.
Yeah. That's cool, man. I like to hear that a lot because you're living your purpose.
Yeah.
And you're helping other people without you even really like knowing that you're doing that.
Yeah.
Because you're diving into like what you feel your life needs.
Yeah. Living in the moment in a sense. Just even my music when I create it, it's just all momentarily how I'm feeling at that moment. If I'm happy, I'm gonna write something. If I'm angry, I'm gonna write something angry. If I'm sad, I'm gonna write something sad. If I'm just chilling, I'm gonna write something chilling, whatever. And then even with the beats I make, I just base my feelings off of the beat. I let the beat kind of guide me to what I'm gonna write. Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense. When I was younger, I used to like freestyle a lot.
Yeah, I know you and Mike.
Yeah, me and Mike.
I was gonna ask you about that too. I was like,
we used to freestyle a lot.
Yeah.
So dude, I got pretty good at one point with just like being an extrovert helps to express myself naturally. Yeah. And then I have a natural rhythm as well with music and everything like that. So I was getting pretty good. Nobody really hit me up about the music and would be like, oh, but your music, you know, touched me or whatever, because I feel like I never got serious into it. But a lot of people.
And then also too, like you didn't really have no people at that moment telling you, like, hey, the internet's crazy, like you could do so many things with it. Like imagine having a Gary Vee back then when you're younger, like telling you, look,
Yeah, like in high school,
the internet is like dope. like you guys could use it to your advantage. You can do whatever you want. And maybe if you knew someone like that back then, you'd be like, oh shit, like
the information helps. And you just don't know. You like, what I feel is just put out the information, put out the content, and when you're truly being yourself, or as much as authentically as you can be, that's gonna connect with other people and spark some type of fire in their life as well. So it's like by doing you're actually helping people do them, and that's I think what we need more of.
And like each song is like a token, like into the slot machine, or the Marvel vs. Capcom 2 arcade machine, where you're trying to beat that final boss and you get the reward or whatever. And but it's like how like Gary Vee said, in a sense, like you're never gonna stop doing what you're doing if you love it. Like there's no such thing as retirement within anything you're doing in life. If you love it, like you're gonna do it until you're dead. You know, like a lot of these people that want to be businessmen, entrepreneurs, they just want to do it so you get some nice retirement. But in reality, it's like Gary Vee said, like you're not gonna stop if this is something you love, you're passionate about. You're always gonna do it. That's the reason why you kept studying it and try to get better at it. If anything, you're gonna like find new creative ways of expressing it. Like say most people that do rap or whatever, later on, like say Ice Cube, like he started writing movies and started acting, like he started putting his creativity into different things, you know, or starting other businesses and all that. Like it's a never ending thing. If you love what you do, you're always going to find different ways of expressing it. And that's a beautiful thing, because when you're doing what you love to be doing, there's a certain energy and there's a certain fire that lights within inside of you. And like you said, if you're just trying to take it moment by moment, day by day, that's how
you want to be doing things that like put you on, you know, like the music or the podcasting stuff. Like you need to be doing these things that increase your life, because I think that's what it's all about, right? Increasing your life and trying to live a good life. And you know, that's subjective compared to, you know, what you want in your life compared to what I want in my life. But it's important that we do the things that we enjoy doing. Like Gary Vee says, like, what the fuck are you doing? There's like way too many people doing shit that they don't want to do, you know? Granted, people have a 9 to 5. I have a 9 to 5. I need to, you know, pay my bills and shit. You know what I mean? But when you have free time,
you're already hustling other things. Like you have this you're doing on the side.
Exactly. When you have free time, you need to do the things that you truly enjoy doing.
They say the average millionaire too has like 6 streams of income. Like, so you're building upon this, and you could turn this into other things. You could turn this into this on the endorsement deal. Whatever,
exactly. Like, you know what I mean? Sponsorship,
endorsement, whatever. Like, sure, like you find different ways, and you just build upon different things. And it's not because the money's important, but that helps you sustain what you love doing. You know?
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
So you can stop working at the 9 to 5 you want eventually.
Exactly,
like, once
man.
you make more than that, you could quit. You could quit that. You could be out.
That would be a dream, you know, if you could make money off your music, or if I could make money off the podcast, and just like, okay, I don't got to go into a corporate office. I could really start like ramping this shit up, like just fucking, you know, talking and reaching out to different people, reaching out to people who are like Gary Vee, reaching out to people who are like Joe Rogan, you know. And eventually,
I'm pretty sure you could get him on here. Like,
eventually,
all you gotta do is like keep reaching out to him. Like I heard stories of people that just keep reaching out to certain people. Like there's this thing, I read this book like about networking or something. They say you have to reach out to someone more than 6 times to get them on to certain things. You can't do it one time and that's it. Like you got to be consistent with it. Like I even found this podcast where there was this 19-year-old kid, like he wanted Gary Vee on his podcast, so he kept emailing every single day, until he finally got him on for at least like 30 minutes or something like that.
Very cool.
But he got it, and he's only 19, so that's like example. Like you just got it. If one human's already done it, who says you can't do it? That's how I see it. Like a lot of people be like, but the reality is, you know, there's so many people doing it, but it's like, nah, fuck that. Like one human has already done it. I could do it too. If Eminem, whoever could go and rap, I could do it too. If Dr. Dre could make beats, I could do it too. If someone could go on the moon, and if that's what I really want to do, I could do it too. Like,
gotcha.
Yeah.
So and this is something that Dave wanted me to ask you. He wanted me to know about like, so you make your beats as well.
Yeah.
So that's really cool too,
Mix
because
it and everything sounding like Russ.
exactly.
But like that's what I did too. Like, and I didn't necessarily get inspired from Russ to do it. Hobson was doing it, and I was like, okay, like.
It's kind of, I just imagine that's kind of how you start off too.
Yeah, no one's gonna believe in you in the beginning. You have to believe in yourself. So you have to do everything in the beginning. You have to wear multiple caps. You have to learn how to make your beats. You gotta learn how to mix, master. You have to learn how to record yourself. You have to learn how to be your engineer. You have to learn how to market yourself. Like in the beginning, you have to learn all. You have to wear multiple hats.
Yeah.
In a sense, in that people don't realize too, with you doing that already makes you like an entrepreneur without knowing it. Like you have to learn how to promote yourself. Like you're doing marketing, you're doing social media, you have to learn how to do all that. Yeah, so I was studying all that for a while. Like before like what I did this year, I deleted my whole catalog of music that was on other beats because I was like, you know what, fuck it, I'm just gonna start putting my beats out there, and then everybody liked it. Like, you know what's funny too, because like I kept watching interviews of like Russ saying like, oh yeah, I do it all myself. I'm like, I could do that too. Like, you know, I was like, you know what. And then he inspired me. I was like, no, fuck it. I'm going to delete all my songs off SoundCloud and YouTube everywhere. I deleted all the songs I recorded from last year. And I had I had over like 30 songs. So like now I only have like 5, but they're all produced by me. And then I have like certain collaborations from last year that are still on there. And yeah, so I produced it all myself too.
That's dope.
Yeah.
That was really cool. Because it's like, the ability to use FL Studio and produce your own beats and then record your own vocals, it's like, dude, you have like so much.
You have to have a lot of ambition.
You have to have a lot of ambition, patience, but at the same time, like you get to create exactly what you want to create. So, you know, it's cool. But at the same time, it's also nice to like hear other people's like beats and musics as well, because it could get inspiration from that. Like you said, like you just like hear a beat.
Listening to other beats, like sometimes like I'll be on YouTube and I'll be listening to like Vibe. He's like a producer on YouTube. All right. I'll listen to his whole playlist of beats, or like I'll listen to like Superstar. I'll listen to all his beats. Just listen to it while I'm cleaning my room or something, or doing something else, reading or whatever, and just listen to other people's beats and get inspired. Or listen to other artists that make their own beats, and like say Russ, Hops, and whoever, and just listen to how they do it and be like, okay, what are some things I could take away from all these people that I listen to and build my own thing in a sense, you know? It's like and it's like you have like the 3 main people you look up to whatever you do. Like for instance, you have Joe Rogan, Gary Vee, and whoever else. I have whoever my 3 artists are, and then you kind of put that all together and you build your own sense, your own style. Exactly. You know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Like you said, like I get so much ideas from Joe Rogan, like just even like this red, you know, piece of cloth. Yeah. You know, whatever those guys are doing, it's working for them, and I enjoy watching their shit. So I try to like, even like Joe Rogan and Gary Vee, they cuss in their
it's real, it's content. Authentic, it's genuine.
It's real, it's authentic, and it's genuine. And so I like to do that as well. You know, I don't like to
gives more freedom.
Gives more freedom. Yeah.
Like
so
in reality, they think, oh, it destroys your character. It doesn't.
No. It doesn't destroy your character. But for the longest, dude, I've been very conscious of doing that because because I'm in the corporate environment. Yeah. And that's a hard thing too, because that's why I stopped doing a lot of the YouTube stuff with Mike and doing the rapping and stuff and some of the skits that we were doing, because
what do you do in the corporate world exactly?
Well, just, I mean, many different things. I started off as a, you know, life insurance agent, and then I went on to become a recruiter for different companies. So as you go along these processes and you're in the interviewing process, you know, the interviewers, they look you up. Yeah, it's true. They look you up. So if you're doing some wild shit, you know, they're gonna be like, okay, you know, this guy's done. This guy is done. So I was always like very conscious of that. And to tell you the truth, I probably would have been better off doing all that wild shit still on YouTube and being consistent like that. Because all the people who were doing that back in the day, Timothy Delgado, you know, Super Ego, they're up there now. You know, they said, you know, I'm just going to focus on pioneers of it, doing what I enjoy doing and making this content, and, you know, left the corporate world aside, essentially. And now they're channels are like 3 million subscribers, and
Because
it's
eventually you're just a number.
really
to all those
inspiring.
People,
And eventually you're just a number to
all those people. You're gonna
all
get
those
fired.
people.
It's a cycle. So why it's better just to build upon your own thing.
Exactly. So, I've become a lot more comfortable in accepting the fact that,
Yeah.
hey, I just need to do what I feel comfortable doing.
And how old are you now?
30.
Yeah, you 30 is like 30 is a new 20. Like people that are my age, like they're like, oh, I don't want to be 30. Like me, I don't care when I'm 30, because when I'm 30, I'm gonna still be 20. Like right now, I feel like I'm 16. Like even though I'm 22, I feel like I'm still in high school in a sense. Like I still look like a kid in a sense. Like so, like when I'm 30, I ain't tripping. Like I'm gonna be still doing what I do. You know?
30 is
and
a great age.
30 is a prime number.
Yeah,
it's a prime number. Like people don't realize. Like Jay-Z. He released his first
something?
album like 27, 28 or something like that. Eminem got signed by Dr. Dre like 28 or something like that. They weren't big when they were 20 or whatever. It's just because people see people on the internet like young kids blowing up at 16 or 19, whatever they do, whether it's stupid videos or they make rap videos or whatever, and they're like, oh dang, I need to be right there. Like, now what comes easy you lose faster, and what takes longer to get lasts longer. Like
that makes sense.
It's like relationships. When you meet a girl, if everything happens fast, you're just gonna she's gonna probably end up, you're not gonna have her, like she's gonna drop her quick.
Right.
But if it lasts longer, like say you build upon it, you build that relationship longer and lasts long, and it takes time. Things are gonna last longer in a sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's because people want instant gratification.
So yeah, some artists said, I think it might have been J. Cole, like the quicker you're here, like the quicker you're gone.
Yeah,
so to speak.
That's
I don't know if it
see
was him or
that's
whatever.
How I see
but
it. I don't know either, but that's how I see it. I fuck with
Yeah.
J. Cole too.
Well, you know what? That makes a lot of sense because it's the process of building.
Imagine if your podcast would start blowing up so quick. You'd be like, oh shit, like I don't feel I'm up to key to my skill set yet.
Exactly.
Like I need to jump to the skill set way faster now.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like you would have to, instead of dropping like say one podcast a week or a month or every 2 weeks or whatever, you're gonna have to drop like one every day.
Yeah.
Because you're big now. You have like 1 million subscribers. Like,
and people
like
are
Adam
expecting
22
that.
from No Jumper. He drops like a podcast every single day.
Adam 22?
Yeah, Adam. No Jumper. He's like he interviews a lot of rappers. He interviews a lot of rappers.
Oh yeah, I've heard
Bald
of this
dude,
guy.
head tattoos, face
Yeah.
tattoo. Yeah, him. He releases like an interview every single day.
Wow.
Every single day.
That's really cool.
So,
I need
like,
to check him out.
Like imagine if you're on that level, you're gonna have to release an interview every single day because you're gonna be competing with him and Gary Vee, Joe Rogan, all these guys.
Yeah.
Me, if I get big tomorrow, I'm gonna have to start dropping like a project every like 3 to 6 months, and a song every week or something.
Yeah. We're just not at that level quite yet.
Yeah, like I can imagine if
we're building.
We're building. We're still growing. We're still gaining knowledge. Like if that were to happen to me tomorrow, I'd be like, oh fuck, damn, that's like this is dope. Like this is dope, but like it's like shit.
Yeah.
Like, now I need to work harder. Like I'm not saying I'm not working hard already, but I need to learn faster. That's the thing. You gotta learn even 10 times faster.
Yeah, which I think could be a blessing at the same time.
Yeah, in a sense, yeah. It depends on the person, because like when they say when you're already up there, like it's harder to maintain it.
Exactly.
It's easier to get it than maintain it.
Exactly. So when you're maintaining it, the people who have the following, who have the music, who have the money, who have the business.
Yeah, exactly.
They've already built themselves up so much. So they have the skill. They have they have the experience to continue at that level.
Nipsey Hussle, he built his business. He created a business around his music, and he has all the money and all that. And then he got to a certain point where he reached a certain level, and things stopped. Hit a wall, so he's like, okay, what's next? Now I need to hit the mainstream area. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna sign to Atlantic, but I'm gonna get a joint venture deal, and by that I still have control of what I do, and I have my team working for me, so I don't have their team telling me what to do. So with that joint venture deal, he still has more leadership in what he does.
Yeah.
And he built upon it to get to that level, instead of like, say, imagine if him, for instance, back in Crenshaw, like he boom blows up. When he first started off his first mixtape or something, he's like, oh shit, I don't even got time to study business with my,
Exactly.
and grow
let me just sign a full deal as opposed to a joint venture.
Yeah.
Now they control the music.
Yep.
Now they're directing my creativity.
Take piece
and
of
it
merch,
just
everything.
fucks your shit up.
Yeah. And the positive side of how he did it is he learned the business, and he built those relationships and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah. yeah, man, it's building. I mean, this is what we're doing here.
It's a process of it. Gotta love it.
It's a process. You
I
gotta
enjoy
love
it. I enjoy it. Like,
exactly, man.
I enjoy it. Like, I don't care when it necessarily when I necessarily reach a certain peak yet. Like,
Yeah,
I enjoy the process of it.
dude,
you know?
that's the win.
Yeah.
That's, I mean, I've come to that strong realization just most recently that enjoying the process is by far the most important thing in life, because you go through your day, day by day, enjoying yourself.
Yeah.
You're enjoying
That's what
the
I'm
process.
doing now. That's what I'm doing now. Before, I used to get excited when I used to get a lot of followers or likes or all that. And then I stopped caring about it, and I was like, you know what? I need to stop caring about getting all these followers or all these likes or how many views or plays I'm getting. I need to focus on the engagement more. Like, I was already engaging with those people, but I mean, like, focusing on getting to learn these supporters or fans or, you know, whatever, and building upon those relationships and turn them into, like, say, super supporters instead of just like a regular fan that, you know, and you get to know more about them and all that.
Yeah, there's a real interesting concept called like 1,000 solid followers. Have you heard of this?
I heard about that. Yeah, like 1,000, like that's like all you need. I heard about. I listened to certain podcasts and stuff like that where people talk about that, like those solid 1,000, like you said.
Yeah. So what you're saying, like turning them into super followers and having them like, dude, I fuck with Nostic.
Yeah, exactly.
Hands down, like no matter what, anything you do, I'm buying.
Exactly. Because like I realized like I have like 19K, but it doesn't fucking matter, because the reason why is like not all of them are gonna go check out my music. Right. The reason why I know is because I study it. Like, say I'll get some negative video. I'll find negative, like say something that will cause drama, like say a 6ix9ine video. I'll grab one of his videos, post it just to see what engagement it gets, and it gets like boom 2,000 views in one day. But say if I post my stuff, it gets like only around like 300 to 500 views. I'm like, okay, so people focus more on that, the engagement of something negative. So
yeah, well,
if I wanted to, I could
6ix9ine as well.
Yeah, and 6ix9ine. If I wanted to, I could focus on more negativity. I could post. I could stunt and like,
dude, you know
create
what?
a stupid persona, but it's like I don't want to do that in a sense. You know what I'm saying?
I'll tell you what. I know exactly what you're saying, but you want like a lot of like views, sex, dude. Like I posted. Dude, I know exactly what you're talking about, because
you study your followers.
Study the followers, and then I posted a Instagram video of my girlfriend doing like some workouts, and I was just like zooming in on her ass and shit, and it's like by far the most popular shit that I've ever done.
Like, what the fuck?
Fuck, man.
And sometimes you're like,
a short ass clip of just like me zooming in on her ass.
Sometimes you're like,
gets so much views compared to like the
That's
intention that I'm trying to put out there with positivity, with entertainment, with
exactly
all of this information that I read from people like Joe Rogan or Gary Vee or Tony Robbins. Look at all those goddamn books, bro. You know, I have all that information right there
you post
in my
some
head.
Positive shit, no one gives a fuck. Only a few will.
But here's
you
the thing.
You build upon it.
You build upon it, and I enjoy doing it. And the people who do fuck with the positivity, those are the people that I want to really
engage
reach
more with,
because even people who are watching like these 6ix9ine videos and are really in a Kim Kardashian low vibration.
He's smart. He at the end of the day, he's a business, you know, so he knows what he's doing. Like, he's just doing it in risky ways, but he's smart. He's making money at the end of the day. He knows what he's doing, and he doesn't give a fuck what anybody says, and that's cool, you know. That's what he's doing. He's doing his thing, and it just depends on the lane you want to take within it. You know, you don't see Nipsey Hussle going around acting stupid, but he found his lane within it. He learned how to attract people with the whole business mindset he has, and and the whole spirituality he has, the philosophy and all that. And he even like recommends books like that he'll talk about. He'll be like, oh, like I read The Contagious or something like that. Like he does the same shit. Like he built upon his mind. Like
and I think that's the way that, if that's your inclination as a human being, then you should really pursue that type of work. Because you're just going to attract people who are interested in
or might just
that
get interested
because
of you.
I'll tell you what, man. Like, I went to high school at San Gabriel. You went to high school at Hamburg. You know that there's some people who are, I mean, nobody really gives a fuck at a public high school. You know what I mean? It's just like, who gives a shit? The teachers don't give a shit. The students don't give a shit. Nobody gives a shit. But the people that I used to hang around with back in high school, I will still watch my videos, and they'll come up to me. And these people were, you know, like even worse than I was. Taggers, you know, gangsters or whatever. And they tell me, dude, like, your shit, like, I fuck with it.
Yeah,
Like it
'cause
takes
real
me.
shit.
Yeah, it takes me higher. It makes my life better.
I mean, gangsters, whoever, taggers, they deal real life. At the
Yeah,
end of the day, people, you judge them, but you don't
it's
know
powerful.
like for instance, neighborhoods we all grow up in, like you can't judge these people because they grow up and they're not really, they don't really have a decision to be like, oh, you know what, I don't want to be a blood or a crip, or I don't want to be from 18 or 13, like MS 13 or whatever. Like you kind of like forced into these situations in a sense
Yeah.
because of the environment you live in. Sometimes it's a family tree, or whatever, you know, or it's just it's like how I tell people, like, yeah, your parents guide you in life, but also your neighborhoods guide you, and whatever else you look up to guides you. Like there's other parents within your life besides your parents, like, you
Yeah,
know, the
other
city,
influences.
other influences. Wherever you're born in, whatever city you're born in, they're gonna parent you in a way too. Whatever high school you go to, they're gonna parent you in some type of way too.
Yeah,
Whatever friends you hang out with, you're gonna be them in some type of way too. Whatever energies you surround yourself around, you're gonna be a part of it,
yeah,
you know.
yeah. That's. I mean, it's very true. Yeah, it's interesting, because you do. It's so easy to just fall into whatever is presented in front of you.
Yeah,
So if gang life is presented in front of you, you just kind of fall into that.
I was around that when I was younger, because I have certain close family members that are in that stuff. But the thing is, they didn't make it cool for me to do that. They'd be like, you're not gonna do this. Like, you're not gonna be a part of this. They just educated me on that stuff, and they showed me like, this is what it is, but you're not gonna do this. Like,
Yeah.
and in a sense, I learned from all that. Like, I learned from that and turned it into a positive. I learned, okay, I'm not gonna do this, but I'm gonna learn it and know what not to do.
Yeah.
You know, it's like from every individual in life, like we all have good and bad. You don't have to take the bad, but just take the good from each person,
Yeah.
and you'll build upon it and put it within yourself.
Yeah. That's very interesting. Mindset. That's a very interesting observation, because that's the same thing that I do as well. It's like I take a little bit of good from
Everybody.
and
Yeah, we all have
leave
our
the
bad
bad.
too.
It's
yeah.
like leave the
And we're all
bad.
humans. at
Yeah,
the end
leave
of
the
the day.
bad. Take the good from me and leave my
Yeah.
bad with me. You know what I mean?
I'm pretty sure your parents, in a sense, you know, there's some stuff that was wild about them, but you took the
Oh,
positive
yeah.
stuff from 'em.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. I mean, shit. My parents had me when I was 18, so like any 18-year-old parents do, like you make a fucking shit ton
they're
of mistakes,
kids.
you know?
You can't really judge someone on that sense
Exactly.
when they're young. Like, they're growing up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the majority of people that I hung around with. You know, everybody came from like broken families.
Yeah.
And you're at San Gabriel or you're at Alhambra,
Yeah.
and it's
Yeah, it's sad, right? Most people it's like
it's-
some of them don't have their dad or their mom, or it's sad. Like, dang, that's really crazy. Like, it's
yeah.
life.
Yeah, man.
It just depends on how you take it, though. You either become a victim of it, or you build upon your character with it, and you become stronger.
Yeah. We all have that choice to
Exactly. At the end of the day, even a homeless person, they may be homeless, but they still have a choice to do something with their life.
Yeah.
They keep, you know, begging people for money, or they be like, you know, I'm gonna find some type of way to fucking get out of this situation I'm in. I mean, you hear it from celebrities, you hear actors and rappers or whatever. They're like, yeah, I was homeless for a whole year or whatever, and I managed to find a way out.
Yeah. A lot of homeless people though are mentally ill.
That's true.
That's a
true.
different.
That's very
yeah.
true too. A lot of people are mentally ill.
I think it's like 80% or some crazy statistic.
That too, and even people we know, that a lot of them are mentally ill. A lot of them are too depressed to a certain point where you can't get them out of it. Like, it's
So,
sad, but
yeah, that is very sad.
it is
But
what it is.
let's just like concentrate on the people who are maybe they're just lazy and just being some
That too.
bitches.
Yeah, exactly. Some people are depressed, but they're just being bitches about it. They don't want to help themselves.
Yeah.
They don't want to do what you did and grab some books and educate themselves, or watch some YouTube videos, or
Yeah. I mean, that's the easiest thing to do. Is a lot of people
or even
like,
talk to someone. Like, talk to someone you really trust, and you build upon that. Someone that could give you some good information.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You need to find some type of information that's gonna help you to like see
Yeah.
a brighter future for yourself.
And there's no excuses. You could either be a consumer of the internet, or you could study it and produce some shit on it. Get
Yeah.
somewhere with it. Get all the
That's-
positive information.
I mean, that's what you do with your music as well
Yeah.
too. Like you're becoming a producer.
even the things I follow on Instagram, shit, I don't follow that many people. I only follow people that are gonna provide me information, or I like what they do. You know,
Yeah.
I'm gonna filter out all the negative bullshit on Instagram and just focus on anything that's gonna benefit me. I don't got time for, like, you know, all the negative stuff. Like
Right.
even when people tell me like negative shit, like, it doesn't bother me. Like, it doesn't faze me. It's whatever. Like, I've been through worse shit in life. Like, it doesn't bother me. I don't care what I don't care if someone calls me a dumbass or whatever, because I know it's not true. It's like the four agreements. Like, you can't believe someone else's word because that's their prediction of what they think you are. You know, that's their own word of how they see life. You know.
Yeah.
Or it's
I haven't read the four agreements.
You should check that out. You should. I could let you. I could give it to you. Check out.
Yeah, that'd be great, man.
Yeah.
Who? What's it about?
It's like your 4 words in life. Like one is not making assumptions. One's not taking not everything personal in life, and one is having your one word. Like saying the reality of what you see. Like how you choose. Like say I say fuck you, Marty. You could how you take it is how you take it. You could take it like damn
Gotcha.
that, you know, like or like you're stupid. Like I say you're stupid. Like you could take it like oh yeah I really am stupid. Or I could be like you know what no that's just how he sees, but that's how his view of the life is, how he sees certain people. Like say I'll be like oh that person's that whack or whatever, but you're like no like this is how I see it. That's your view on it. Like how you build upon it. That means
that's your
it's
one
your
word?
world. It's your world living. You're heaven on this house, you know? Yeah. Why die to go to heaven when you can live heaven now, you know? Like, yeah. And there's another one. I forgot the other one. Oh, I think it's mastering one thing instead of, like, mastering. Yeah, it's like mastering one thing, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds like an interesting.
It's a cool book. It's not that long. It's not that long, but it's dope.
Let's switch.
Yeah.
I'll switch you one of these books, and I'd like to read that.
Yeah,
that'd be cool.
Let's check it out. It's just laying in my room. I already read it.
Cool, man.
Yeah.
So let's we're almost done. It's almost been.
Damn, that was quick.
It's quick as fuck, dude. But just kind of to close up. So like with your music, what is like what do you see? Like what do you want from the music?
What do I want from it?
Yeah.
That's very hard in a sense. For me, it's just expressing myself, but I would want to do it in a sense, I guess, like the Nipsey way, like just build a business around it, you know, and then from there, like take it to where I take it, in a sense, and and even this year, I'm planning just release one more song and then stack up for next year, focus on next year. Yeah.
Awesome, man.
Yeah,
that's great. I mean, what I try to do with this podcast is kind of like the same thing as well. It's just like kind of just create the content. Yeah. Link up with people like yourself.
Yeah, link up with people. That's another thing I need. Link up with more people, network more. Yeah. I don't really network that much. Cause I mean, you know, it's funny. Like most of the people come to me in a sense. Like I don't want to try to sound ignorant or anything, but most of the people that I work with have reached out to me. Like I just have I don't know. I just don't have that in me to reach out to people in a sense. Like I guess maybe because there's one artist too I like, Logic. Like he was like, get to a certain point in your life where you don't have to reach out to people, make them reach out to you, because then that gives you more power on that side, because they're reaching out to you, you have more power over them. Not saying that they don't create value for you, but you have more power on how you're gonna decide with that situation. It's like record labels. Say if I just try to get signed, they're gonna have more power over me. But say I make it to a certain point where my status is to a certain level, I'm gonna have more power over them. And at the end of the day, in this world we live in now, you don't need nobody. You don't need no label. You don't need to be on a
CBS
BT
or BT
or Complex or CBS or Fox, whatever, to do your podcast. And at this point in life, it's like fuck them. I don't need them. Like I do it myself. Like
exactly.
yeah. So
it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, we can't take it for granted. Yeah,
we definitely can't. Well, dude, I mean, let's finish up, man. Any final words? Any last thoughts? Where can people find you on Instagram?
At the real Nostic everywhere.
At the real Nostic.
The real and then Nostic, Nostik everywhere. And then the new things I plan on doing is like, Mike gave me this idea. He's like, you need to record yourself making beats, like just from the beginning to end. So like, I need to do that.
Like a video?
Yeah, like just a raw video.
Okay.
Yeah, so like what I do is kind of like how you do. You study other people you can learn from and try to pick up ideas and ways, some of their traits, and build upon it in your own way. Create your own little ball. And so I want to do more YouTube stuff. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Be more no, not just be one person that just drops music and that's it. Like show more of my personality. Like not that I don't already do that, but make it more, even do more of it, like say vlogs, or even this, like who knows, start my own podcast, you never know, like doing that. I'm just thinking of ideas as time goes on.
Cool, man. Well, You got a bright future, man. I was not thinking like you were thinking at the age of 22. So
Yeah.
yeah, I see bright things in your future, man. And let's get another one of these in maybe before the year's end, or maybe in the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it. All right, man. Thanks so much.
All right.
Appreciate it.
Peace.
Peace.
Peace out.